Thank you very much. The last session really spoke to me. I have my staff actually take the StrengthsFinder book. I would really highly recommend it because it points out the 5 things that you're naturally good at. And I'm passionate about cities and love to set visions for them. And one of my strengths is being strategic. And so it really is a passion of mine. I love cities, love the memories that they create. Whether you're in New York City, running through Central Park, or in the center of Barcelona, there's something magical that cities can create. And I want to talk to you today about how I've taken this theme of alchemy and applied it to cities of innovation. And what I did is decided to use the periodic table of elements. And like the periodic table of elements, you've got metals and non-metals. And to think about these 10 elements, half of them are broken down into what leaders need to do. What should you expect as your leaders to do in order to create an innovative city? The other part really speaks to community expectations. What should be the expectations of the community of a visitor when they first visit a city? And that really is helpful because those expectations become the metrics by which we can figure out how to create an innovative city. Lots of companies locally here are really getting involved in this. IBM and SAS using big data to figure out how to help cities become innovative. What's interesting about these 10 elements is they build on one another and they're not meant to be exhaustive. This is a work in progress. But I believe if you apply these 10, you can have a city of innovation. And I'm also going to share with you how Raleigh has applied some of these elements and has really excelled and done well. It's all a matter of chemistry. It's putting the elements together that really make a difference. It's not one single element is the point of this slide. The next one is that there's still a lot of bad cities out there. Cities have been around for 30,000 years. And yet you still see cities that are not vibrant, dead, and need help. In 1800, 3% of the world's population lived in urban areas. By 2050, 70% of the world's population will live in urban areas. So this presentation is meant for cities like Raleigh, but also much more for metro areas with towns of populations of 5,000 to metro areas like Mexico City of over 20 million. All of these elements apply. First one is strategic alliances. This is particularly important in making sure that your government works well with business. I'm reminded of the comment that President Obama made about "we built it," right? Implying that government really sets the stage for entrepreneurs to succeed. Well, Governor Romney's team jumped on it as a way of saying, look, this guy doesn't appreciate the risk that entrepreneurs are taking. They were both partially right. Government is important, and entrepreneurs taking the risk are the ones who bring the cities to life. When you combine those two things together, you can really create a great city. Second is entrepreneurial networks. And here I'm not just talking about technology entrepreneurs, but entrepreneurs that are involved in the industries that are growing in your town. This is a photo of Ashley Christensen, who owns 3 restaurants and a bar in downtown Raleigh. Downtown Raleigh has grown by double digits in restaurants and in sales by those restaurants by double digits every year for the past 5 years. So we've got to support entrepreneurs like Ashley, as well as other growing industries, whether that be fashion, technology, big data, whatever those things are. You really have to create that entrepreneurial density. Live, work, play ecosystem. This is the case for a good downtown. This is what I do every day and work to bring life to Raleigh's downtown. The Downtown Raleigh Alliance's mission is to revitalize Raleigh's Central Business District. And so this is what we work on every day. Downtown is the natural ecosystem. 40% of millennials want to live within 3 miles of the Central Business District. We no longer have to think about whether we want to separate work and play and living. We have to bring those together. So if you have a dead downtown in your city, it's really imperative that you work on it. Transformational investments. One of the things I like to think about is think big, implement incrementally, not the other way around. You need big things. You need big projects to support other things in your city. The transformational investments in Raleigh We're opening up Fayetteville Street and building a convention center. That led to $2.5 billion of private investment after that. That was transformational. So cities need to do that every 5 to 10 years. Courageous leadership. This is a photo of our past mayor, a progressive, and a current county chairman, a conservative. They look like they're getting along. Right? And, you know, I'm baiting you here because we're all living in a cynical world where we think, politicians don't need to get along. Yes, they do. And they need to be courageous at it, too. That's what you need to demand of your leaders. It's not whether one party thinks they have it right or not. It's they've got to govern. We've got to get back to the days where we push our leaders to be courageous. We did it here in Raleigh. 5-star service. These are our ambassador program here. If you want a great city, you really have to be meticulous and obsessive about your city. My wife gets mad at me when I go to other cities because she sees me studying like a park bench. I do this. It's like my urban laboratory when I go to another city. This is the level of service that people really expect when they go to a city. And when they don't get it, they won't come back. And that's the level of detail that we actually work on it. We did a survey of 3,100 people in the Triangle. These are people that work in downtown every day, live in it, to people who come maybe once a year. 88% feel downtown Raleigh's clean. 85% feel it's safe. That's huge. That would not have been the case, trust me, if you would have been here 10 years ago. Yeah. People who've been here know. See, they're laughing. That wasn't meant to be a joke. Citizen brain power. 50% of Raleigh citizens have a college degree. That's higher than Austin, Boston, and DC. So we're not only the smartest city in the South, but we're one of the smartest cities in the country. Second, we're only one of 2 regions that has 3 Tier 1 research universities in NC State, Duke, and UNC. That means there's $2.5 billion circulating annually from research in this area, the envy of regions across the world. So those 2 things are the things that we have to leverage and really encourage you all to participate and get involved in the city. I want you all to think of yourself as citizen leaders. Get involved in your city, making it better because we have the talent to make it great. Memorable experiences. We have over 100 festivals a year now in downtown, and those are great ways to encourage experiences by which we set the stage, people remember. You know, I remember when I was a little kid in my hometown in Philly, the Mummers Parade. If anybody have ever seen the Mummers, they look kind of crazy. It's almost like a New Orleans style thing. But it's memorable. You've got to set the stage for creating memorable experiences for your citizens and visitors. Cultural excellence. The Natural Sciences Museum and Marbles combined attract 1.3 million people to downtown every year. That's not including the History Museum, the Contemporary Art Museum, or the City Museum. And that's what you need. You really need excellent cultural facilities. Brand differentiation. Cities have got to think of themselves in this way as a company. What's your brand and value proposition? Don't copy the latest fad of another city. Figure out what really uniquely makes you Raleigh. And I think visual arts is a great tool to do that, and we've done that. This is a photo of an event called SparkCon that really tries to spark the creativity of our population. Lots of cities call Raleigh and the folks who run SparkCon to do one in their own city. Who does a festival for creativity? Not too many cities. We do, Raleigh. And it's just a great way to do that. I want to show you a little video that we created that really highlights the young professionals that we're getting involved in telling Raleigh's story and how to make it innovative. It's a diverse group of people. What they all share in common is they're all fairly young, successful, and really making a big impact in our community.
Moving to downtown Raleigh has, I think, helped us become even more attractive. We were very fortunate to be positioned in a quickly growing market. The energy downtown is high. I feel like 3 or 4 new restaurants have opened just in the last month. Everybody loves the ability to walk out, grab lunch, bump into people on the streets.
What's cool about downtown Raleigh is the amount of really cool old office buildings that have tons of culture and character.
Being that we're in the heart of downtown makes it really easy for somebody to go to one of the 150 bars that we have in our downtown that you can go, or a restaurant, catch something to eat, get a drink, and then easily walk down to the amphitheater, which is within blocks of probably where you're hanging out. If you live and work downtown, it's pretty cool that you can even walk to an amphitheater like this. It's very hard to do in many cities.
There is so much to do in downtown Raleigh now, and the cost of living, you can't beat it. I mean, so you're going to get everything that a huge city has without the cost.
Raleigh has got a lot of the amenities that bigger cities do, but a lot more charm. We've got Red Hat nearby. This is really becoming a hot spot for innovation, R&D, new ideas, and creativity.
There's just a lot of creative spirit that's happening in downtown, and I think it's definitely part of Raleigh's culture. That creativeness translates into really just cool events and things that are happening.
When you look at the universities that are near downtown Raleigh, when you look at how much the area has grown over the past few years, so I mean it's a no-brainer. There's more of an opportunity to get the most talented pool of employees right here in Raleigh.
Raleigh is such a fantastic place to live. The quality of life here is unreal. Now is the ideal time to get into the city and experience the cultural events, the spectacular growth that we've been enjoying, and that growth is going in the right direction. And that growth is going to continue to make Raleigh better. There's never been a better time to move to Raleigh.
So, in concluding here, you notice that none of my elements had the word technology in them. It's not about technology, it's how we wield it. It's not how we wield technology, it's how we work together to wield that technology. It's about alliances, networks, and ecosystems. And if you make that the centerpiece of your involvement in helping in an organization, or you encourage your leaders to work together, whether it's with business, another political party, whatever that may be, that's what leads to cities of innovation. And what's interesting in North Carolina, it was really North Carolina that invented collaborations between industry, government, and education. And so we're good at it. We get told that by other people that visit our community when they compare us to other states and other places. And so it's in our culture. It's already there, it's embedded. We just need to use that to take it to the next level, to take our city to the next level. Thank you very much.